RTI.
That's us, and I've got all my buttons in the wrong... I'm just so tired. Excuse me, sorry, I'm having a rant. It's Postcard from Poprad on Radio Tatras International with the mob. I'm Eric Wiltsher. We've still got snow in the mountains, and if those 18 slightly inebriated Englishmen that were here last night are thinking what you should do today, go to the Tatras, because it's nice and cold, you'll sober up. With that, I have to introduce you to Leigh Banks.
Hello.
Hello.
How'd you do?
I'm a bit tired.
Yeah, what, is that because you've been doing that naughty drinking thing?
No.
What have you been doing then?
I've been broadcasting all morning.
Oh, it's not because you've been doing exercise?
That as well.
Yeah, so exercise makes you tired and you can't drink and you've been on another radio station. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I was not on another radio station. I should be...
You were on telly?
Yes.
Television, that thing that takes your face?
Yes.
Disgusting!
And do you know what the man said in Doha?
What did he say?
Thank you very much for joining us.
What did he say? He was a bit of a goer.
Doha in Saudi Arabia.
Doha. You've been on The Simpsons?
No, Al Jazeera, darling.
That's all I've got to say. I didn't rehearse anything. So
No, you didn't, did you? I mean, it's Al Jazeera is about 70 million viewers around the world. Not a big audience.
Did you get 3 of them?
4.
4, that's doing well. That's better than the last time you were on when everybody turned off.
Yeah, right. Hi, Rachel.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right. Missed you.
Did you?
Heck.
You missed me?
Both.
Rach?
I missed both of you last week.
Right.
We were here, Rach. That's why you missed us.
Yeah.
We were together.
We
We were like a couple.
I was in Adelaide.
We were like an old married couple, Rach.
Do you know he came into my bedroom at the hotel and climbed on the bed next to me?
It's
Oh,
true.
no, it's true, don't you?
It's true.
We lay there like 2 14-year-olds at a pyjama party, laughing and giggling and bouncing on the bed.
No, we did not.
Party too. Excuse me.
No
I was
way.
having a pajama party too, and I was.
And guess what? He got his suit on and no socks because he thought he was cosmopolitan.
I had ankle socks on,
My
darling.
intro, I do believe.
Yeah, sorry, Rach, it's your intro, isn't it?
Sorry, Rach.
Yes, it
Take
is.
it over.
Excuse me very much.
Right.
Jeez.
Yes, Rach, what have you got to say about Eric?
I was having a pajama party too, except mine was taking place in the acute care unit at the Ashford Hospital in Adelaide, where I was sitting with my mum. She was in the bed. I wasn't sitting on her bed.
Hello, Janet.
Hello, Janet.
She's at the. She's getting some R&R at the lovely bed and breakfast that she owns up in the Clare Valley in wine country, wine which she's not allowed to drink, and B&Bs which she's not allowed to do any work at. So she's currently sitting down, bored out of her brain.
Oh, no.
Doing much better.
Good. As long as you're feeling... Janet, just be rebellious. That's the way to do it. Be rebellious.
rebel.
But...
Don't drink the wine,
I've got
though.
no more leave to go and see her if she gets sick again. She can't be rebellious. Please don't be rebellious.
But do you want to tell Janet what we've done, Rach?
Oh yes, I do. We've set up an entire show. Well, not an entire show, but a good portion of the show dedicated to her health and well-being.
Yeah.
Are you going to introduce the lady?
You introduced the lady. She's sitting right there.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. Oh, yeah. Hello, Tina.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Tina.
Tina.
Now, I will ask him to speak properly. It won't happen because, unfortunately, Leigh just... We normally put a decoder in here when there's people from here and Leigh talking, or like the decoder's like an instant translator back into real English because he doesn't know.
What's the wrong with hello, Tina?
What?
I didn't say Cortina. That'd be talking about a car.
Yeah, right. But Rachel's okay because she talks proper English. Yeah,
Yeah, she talks
and
Australian.
I have to
proper
point
English,
out.
Tina.
I've got to point out one thing for Tina.
He talks Cockney.
Thank you.
I'm the only one who talks proper English.
Now, Tina's just seen me nodding on a camera because it was television. Now, this is radio, so if you nod on the radio, nobody hears you. So you have to go, yes, okay.
Okay, yes, okay.
So, Rach, I'm going to
Yes.
come to you first because I know Janet, your mum, was very poorly. You can tell the story quickly, because the good news is she's getting better, which is the most important part. But then we have to go, a bit like me, we then have to get her fit again. And then Tina will help us with all that. So off you go, Rach.
Well, I was sitting at my desk minding my own business last Monday. I got a phone call from my mother, and she said, didn't sound very well at all. And I said, have you got a cold? She said, no, I've had a heart attack. I'm in the hospital. I said, all right, I'll have to hang up now because I have to go get on a plane and I'll see you immediately. So I did that. She had a heart attack, but the thing that she did wrong was she didn't really realise she was having a heart attack, which you don't all the time. She thought she had heartburn, but this went on for about 5 hours before she called an ambulance, which is a very, very bad thing to do because you can do a lot of damage to your heart in the meantime, which she has done. So they put a stent in and everything was okay, but they made sure she was in the hospital for a few days, and then they said, you can go now, but she has to rethink her relationship with cheese and caffeinated products and all sorts. So I said, why don't you practice mindfulness, because mindfulness is really cool for when you're feeling very stressed. It is a really good way to relax and find some peace and get some sleep and et cetera, et cetera. And I thought, why doesn't she do yoga? And then Eric and I were talking and he said, why doesn't she try yoga? And I said, well, this could be tricky because my mum's got multiple sclerosis and her right leg doesn't work very well. And she has trouble with her balance, although she did go to a balance clinic and it's improved. Did you know there was such a thing as a balance clinic?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
I was shocked and amazed, and she said it was great. She went for 3 months to this balance clinic, and now she's doing very well on her leg, but she's still a bit wonky. So one-legged things aren't good, but two-legged things are grand. And I said, you must try some yoga. Uncle Eric said try yoga, and she said, all right, I will.
Right.
That's the end of the
Yeah.
story.
That's the end. So now we've got...
And has it worked?
Well, we don't know, because she only got to that hospital like a few days ago. She has.
Oh, right.
She's still been convalescing.
So number one, we've got food to do, but that covers everybody, so that's okay.
Yes.
So food first, and then we'll do yoga. So what do we do to get healthy again?
Start to breathe, I would say, at first.
No, that's true. I forgot about that.
Because
Go on, explain what you're saying, because nobody will get that, because we all breathe.
Yeah.
So nice and close.
What I experience, even when people start with yoga or any other exercise, they don't breathe properly. So I always start my classes with breathing techniques at first to get deeper breathing, to release the stress, and then we can start with the yoga and exercise, with any kind of exercise basically. Because when someone has a problem with the heart, it starts with stress, and it means that it's a very short breathing. So you have to start to learn how to breathe at first. Relax a bit and enjoy your life more, and then no heart attacks and stuff like that.
Right. So how do you approach the breathing side of it? I mean, could we get Leigh to breathe properly now? Is it possible?
Breathing is very important.
It is. It is, because
some more so than others, Uncle Eric.
Yeah.
No, basically we all breathe, but our breath is very short because of whatever is happening around us, and we kind of think about the things around us instead of thinking about ourselves. And so if you just listen to your breath for a while, trying to kind of see how it is like at the moment, you might realize that it's very short and not deep enough, and it makes you more stressed. So the first and the most important thing is to know your breath. That's what I teach the first thing. Which
I can actually vouch for, because I didn't realise how shallow my breathing was. Not me being shallow, you understand, but the breathing being shallow.
Oh, you have hidden shallows.
I do have hidden shallows, and one of them was my ruddy breathing. And I have to say, if you follow a proper breathing instructor or instructress, and just for once in my life, it's very rare I do this, I actually stuck to what I was taught, and I practiced it every day. And the one thing I found is where I used to walk, like I'd walk across from the town from the car park. By the time I got to the shop, I was like half dying. Now I can almost run to the shop, and I'm still not out of breath.
Because
imagine what you could do if you stopped smoking.
Ah. You're not supposed to.
That's a good point.
You're not supposed to mention that bit, Rach, because that's just destroyed the whole illusion.
I had to because
Going back to the breathing thing, though.
Yeah, go on.
I think what Tina's saying is really, really important. I've noticed with my breath, like, when I'm talking, I don't breathe at all. And if I'm listening, I stop. I actually stop breathing to listen. And whatever I do dictates the way I breathe. And like Tina's just said, my breathing, I've noticed almost immediately, is very, very shallow. I'm not breathing now, I'm just talking.
Yeah, that's what happened to many people, that because the breath is very short, they even stop breathing when they do something. Yeah. And so it has to be the mindful breathing you start to do. So you give yourself a time to listen to your breath. And
come on, Leigh, do one exercise with Tina now. Are you ready? Right. He's ready. He's ready. So we'll just start him on the through the nose bit thing, because that works, doesn't it?
Okay, so you can close your eyes. Okay.
I won't be able to see.
You don't have to see anything here on the radio.
I've got my eyes closed.
Right.
Okay. And just follow your breath. Just see how it is like at the moment. Okay.
I'm breathing in
listen
for
to
2
your
seconds.
Breath. Yeah, you don't have to talk now. You just listen to your breath. You give me all the answers afterwards.
Sorry. Just being helpful.
Thank you. I know it's for the first time. And
it's first time breathe.
No. First time you have to listen someone. That's the thing.
Yeah. Shut up, Mr. Banks. Listen to the teacher.
She keeps talking. I'm trying to listen to my breath.
All right.
Okay, and just see how it is like at the moment. If it's a shallow or it's deep.
Well, it varies. Sorry.
No, you don't have to answer.
I didn't answer. I nearly answered.
And see how long is the breath in, your inhalation, and how long is your exhalation.
Yeah.
If they're the same length, or if one of them is longer or shorter. And also see what is the temperature of the air. Wakey.
It's super relaxed.
Okay,
it really is.
It's hard. It's so hard to do that online, but
online. Oh dear. Hello, Dave. By the way,
I can describe my breath. It's interesting.
It is, isn't it?
Because it's my favourite thing. It really is. When I first learnt mindfulness, you have to learn it you have to start with the breathing, and then everything else will follow. And what I didn't realise was that I was breathing from my chest and not from my diaphragm.
Yeah.
And
where is your diaphragm?
In your tummy.
It's between the tummy and the lungs.
Thank you. That was an intelligent question. I'm just helping the ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls out.
So when you're breathing really in your chest, you can only breathe in a shallow way. You can't breathe deeply from your chest. You just can't. Physically, you can't do it. So you have to learn how to breathe from your diaphragm. And gosh, the world that will open to you when you learn how to breathe this way, it's really awesome. And it's very good. And you can do it in the car while you're driving. If you feel stressed while you're driving, breathe.
Yeah, you can basically do any exercise, any breathing exercise anywhere you want to. When you need to stop and you just need to go away from the people, even if you are with them, you can just go into your breath, follow the breath, and you can kind of get rid of all the thoughts.
The other thing I found very interesting doing this is when you were talking about the temperature of the breathing and how initially it was very hot, but as you breathe properly from your diaphragm, it cools down as well. And it's very weird. How the heck does that work?
I'd say it's just because it's when you have a shallow breath, it's actually the energy goes fast and it makes it the air hotter. But if you breathe slowly, it has time to cool down. That would be my opinion.
And then you get more oxygen in your body.
More oxygen, yeah. And if I can.
Leigh, that'd be good for Andrea. More oxygen in your body.
Well, yeah. All I'm trying to avoid is getting blood in my alcohol system.
Yeah. But Uncle Leigh, if you close your eyes again, it'll give Andrea time to run away.
That's a terrible thing to say.
And if I
Nate, I have a serious question for Tina.
Uh-oh.
No, really, because I don't really indulge in much exercise. Certainly don't go to a gym, but I do try and walk a lot. And yesterday I went out to do some digging in my garden. And as I was digging, I actually realised, not knowing we were going to do this, but I actually realised every time I went to do the digging thing, I'd stop breathing and breathe when I'd finished the action. Is that ridiculous?
Yeah.
No, it is
really?
Because it makes more stress in your body. So it's better to breathe. But because we need to, when we need to push or
you're pushing the adrenaline through as well.
If you need to use the power, then we stop breathing because we give all the power, even our breath, into whatever we have to do. But I would like to go back to what Rachel said a while ago about diaphragm. When we breathe through lungs, there's many people like breathing only through lungs, but many people, especially men, breathing through stomach. In both ways, we use diaphragm for less than 20%. But if we learn breathing through diaphragm, we actually kind of use both at the end, you know. So
I just tumbled it. Yeah. That's why opera singers use their diaphragm, because they can sing longer.
But how do you know you're using your diaphragm? How do you actually know physically that is your diaphragm that you're breathing in with?
It's sort of a pushing out sensation, or that's what I do. When the singing teacher taught me how to do it a long time ago, she used to put her hand on my tummy, and if I was able to push her hand away while I was singing, then I was breathing properly. I was using my diaphragm properly. So it's because it's a muscle, you see. So
my stomach goes out when I breathe. So does that mean I'm using my diaphragm?
No.
That could mean a lot of things.
Now, when you can, if you want to find out when you are using your diaphragm, it's when you laugh. So we can have a laugh now, and then you.
Right, I've got it.
You got it?
Like that.
Yeah, got it.
It moves, doesn't it?
Yeah, it moves.
It really does.
It went up and down. It's like it was on a pogo stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you know what's funny? Just by doing this one thing, all of a sudden, and I was terrible with this, and people used to laugh at me. I do, because I like playing with DIY and all the rest of it. But I'd do something, then I'd sit down because I was out of breath. I was tired. But now, and this is, I'll tell you how bad it got.
Breathing just made me cough.
When we go and have a glass of lemonade at the English Club here in Poprad on a Wednesday night, just a glass of lemonade, you understand. If we were outside, the first thing I'd do was sit down straight away because I couldn't stand for more than a few seconds. And yet, Tina will vouch for this. When she walked up the road the other day, or 2 days ago, I was standing up on the veranda, not sitting down. I didn't even want to sit down. I didn't have any need to sit down because all of a sudden I've got more energy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very proud. I'm very, very proud of Eric because he only attended few breathing classes, but he is practicing the breathing every day, in the morning, in the evening. I can see that because his breathing completely changed after those few classes. It's more relaxed, and he had a problem with his leg, and because with the proper breathing, you help your body, you oxygenate your body, every cell in the body, and the blood pressure goes down if you have a high blood pressure as well. So even his leg is much better. Yeah. So.
See, Mr. Banks, I've been a good boy.
Darling, I walked. Oh, he had blisters on his feet as well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And I walked around that town we were in with him. And he was walking like a young person, except for his little blisters on his feet.
That was my heels, and my shoes were rubbing. But no, you
hadn't got any socks on.
Actually, you're right, Leigh. Because we went for a walkabout, and it was we must have been out for about an hour and a half, roughly.
At least, an hour and a half, I'd say.
Roughly an hour and a half. And I was walking. I did have one little sit down.
You did, but that was because of your feet. That's the point I was making.
Yeah, it was my feet that were killing me.
Your old lady feet.
Yeah. Anyway, they're better now, so it doesn't really matter. So the advice for Janet, then, getting back to the plot a minute, because Janet's the important one now.
Yes.
Is Janet should really go to breathing classes because you need somebody to coach you, don't you?
Yeah, that's true. You need someone to coach you from the start, because when people start with the breathing on their own, they're trying to push themselves. They're trying to change the breathing.
Yeah, why did you look at me when you said that? Because I was trying too hard the other day.
Yeah, it's like everyone is like that. Every student is like that. So I always say that you should have let someone to help you out, to guide you at the start, and just play with your breath. What I always use is think that your breath, which you're breathing, and you're just trying to know your breath again, the way it is. So just make your breath as your new friend. And if you have a new friend, you are trying to observe him, see how he works in a different situation.
That's
you know what he does.
Thought.
That's
so
a good thought,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, so
well
just pretend
thought,
that your breath is your friend, and just play with it, see what way it works in the different situations, and then start slowly, you know. Don't push yourself to any techniques very hard, because then you make more stress to your body.
Uh-oh, we've got a problem now.
Why?
Don't you realise we've actually got a sensible programme for once?
I can destroy it.
We'll fix that.
I have a question to ask about breathing, please.
Okay.
This is again, it's a serious point. I'm a serious red top journalist. I ask the questions that matter.
Right.
So, in Britain today, the majority of Britain are suffering from hay fever. You know, allergies caused by, because we live in the countryside and it's all that. Now, a lot of people, me included, at this time of the year, tend to breathe through our mouths, not our noses, because we can't. We'd die if we tried to breathe through our noses, ultimately, because we can't. Now, is there any great difference in the benefits to breathing through your mouth and breathing through your nose?
Now, it's always better to breathe through your nose, because in this way you oxygenate your brain better, and you release the stress from your head, all the thoughts and everything. And
nice.
And when you usually when people breathe through mouth, the breath gets very shallow.
Yes.
And they breathe only to the bottom of the body, not to the top of the body. So it's always better to breathe through nose. Because of the oxygenation of your mind, but as well because you can you can, if you breathe through nose, you can help yourself to extend the breathing.
I'll tell you what, Leigh, there's a difference between, and a very different psyche between the UK and Slovakia here, because the amount of times you see people wandering to a chemist and ask for a salt water nose spray in the UK is almost non-existent. But here it's very common. And
oh my God, we get them all the time here.
I know, Rach. But
without, it's amazing.
Yeah, but in the UK they don't. And it was one of the things that hit me hardest, I suppose, for a really, really simple investment. You know, when that allergy time comes up, don't just sniffle your nose, because actually sniffing your nose makes it even worse. Because we were always sort of like taught in broadcasting, you never blow your nose, because if you blow your nose, it runs more. That was the deal. But you're taught the opposite here, where you blow your nose, so I have to turn the fader down to do it, or you spray your nose first. You then, once you've cleaned your nose, even if it's hay fever time, you can still breathe through your nose. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. That was another sensible answer.
A brilliant question, brilliantly answered by two brilliant people.
Uh-oh.
And one more thing about the hay fever is to drink more water.
Yeah.
Because it clears your lungs and it helps to release all the allergens from the body.
Interesting.
And don't smoke.
Sorry, Rach, I can't hear you at the moment, Rach. Something wrong with the line, I think, Rach.
Sinuses.
I don't smoke, Rach. I don't smoke. There's only one out of us here who smokes.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Eric.
But I go to that. If you think about the smokers.
Go on.
When they smoke, they're actually in a meditative state, and they do the mindfulness breathing, because when they smoke, they go for a smoke when they need to
breathe something in.
Relax. This is fantastic. So what you're saying?
I'm not that everyone has to smoke. I'm not saying that everyone has to smoke, but actually they do the deep breathing when they're smoking.
The breathing's better if you smoke.
Yeah.
Well, no. If you use the same technique as smoking.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to stop smoking, he can just imagine that, he has a smoke in his hand, and if he breathes slowly, and in the way like when he is smoking, even though he has no cigarettes, he can get rid of the smokes.
It works.
It's a really interesting... Yeah, I suppose the only problem...
It works. Leigh, pretend with me.
No, I've just been doing it while
yeah, I've just done the same thing.
The only problem is, unless you chain smoke,
you'll
die.
No!
Because you might have to stop breathing for an hour.
No, you just breathe normal at that point.
Oh, point taken.
Right. So, Rach, on behalf of Janet, have we got anywhere?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, this is all very, very good advice.
Good.
Now, Rachel, what I want to tell you is that for the start, teach your mom to breathe into the stomach. Yeah. Just have 5 full breaths into the stomach. It helps to release the stress from the digestive system. And then 5 full breaths into the lungs. That's it. If she can do that every morning, every evening, it helps her to release the stress and get back into the deeper breathing. Mum,
write this down.
Isn't it nice to have your own radio station to play with, Rach?
It really is, especially, when tragedy strikes.
Yeah. Right, boys and girls, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, because we've got to take a break, otherwise I get told off. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, and then we'll move on to some bit of news later on. But we're going to actually now try, and I cannot stress this enough, and that's not stress. I cannot stress this enough. I always thought yoga was a bit wimpy, was a bit girly, was a bit
windy.
It was a bit like a Barbie job. Unfortunately, I've now started to be coached in yoga. I was sweating buckets. Honestly, purely without actually jumping. I didn't get off. I was laying on the floor and I was sweating buckets. It's ridiculous. We'll have more on that in a minute. Don't go away.
From the heart of Europe to the world, this is RTI.
This is an appeal that I simply wish I didn't have to make. In this day and age, how is it possible that 1,400 children will die today from dirty water? That children like Elodie have to drink dirty water from rivers and swamps, risking their lives. Right now, you can help save a child's life. Text the word water to 70080 to give WaterAid £3. WaterAid has the expertise to install pipes, pumps and taps that will bring clean water to children at risk. They just need your support. In the next minute, dirty water will kill another child like Elodie. So please, don't wait to save a child's life. Text WATER to 70080 now to give WaterAid £3. Thank you.
If your dream holiday is 2 hours from the UK, perfect for children and teenagers, young couples and the older visitor, ideal for the physically active and for those who just want to unwind, Aqua City is the destination for you. Described by the Travel Channel as the place that will soon be on everybody's lips, be ahead of the crowd and the envy of your friends, but still enjoy a home from home. Come to Aqua City Poprad, the world's leading green resort.
From the heart of Europe to the world, RTI.
And in more ways than one, this today from the RTI studios, we've gone to the world twice, which can't be bad. Eric Wiltsher here with Leigh Banks, Rachel Brunsden, and the lovely Tina, getting Leigh to breathe. Now that's a first. That's a miracle, actually. How
Can
impressed?
I just say,
right, Leigh,
Andrea,
what?
Upstairs is doing the breathing exercises as we speak, and she says it works, and she feels better already.
So she's listening.
She's less likely to run away now. She's less likely to leave you because she's just
Well,
feeling
she's out
really
of puff,
relaxed.
Yeah, she's not going to have any stress. Ah, good. Good. For the first time in your wedding relationship, Andrea is not stressed. Marvellous. So, anyway, this whole story started, if you just joined us, where have you been? Because Rachel's mummy was a bit poorly. And Rachel had to dive off and shoot away home and look after Mum. And we needed to get Janet, that's Mum, back on her feet again in some form or other. So if you missed the breathing bit, tough luck, it's too late, you missed it. But the other thing that Janet's been advised, and Rachel, maybe you can just start this off for me, was the yoga idea, yeah?
Yeah, the yoga idea. And the only reluctance that she had about the yoga was the fact that she's got a leg that's not great because she's got multiple sclerosis. And I thought, well, you can do a lot of things with yoga without having to fall over. It's okay. Nobody's going to put you at peril, because there's lots of yoga for people who are, elderly or just not super able-bodied or, various things. And I thought, yoga. And then I said to Uncle Eric, he said, yoga. And I said, I was talking about yoga. We were talking about yoga, but she's got this reluctance with her leg, blah, blah, blah. And he said, no, you got to do yoga. And that brings us to now.
So basically what we've got to do is persuade Janet that you can do yoga without standing up, which you can, can't you? And without any problems with the MS side of things. Yep.
Yeah, that is true.
But you will trump.
True. You know what? Do you know what that means?
No.
Yes.
Okay. Or even if you do that, it doesn't really matter.
No, that's true. That's true. Well, in Leigh's case, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you being rude about my trumping?
They have to get the. You know those? Did you ever watch the film E.T.?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Well, when they got hold of E.T., they sprayed all the plastic everywhere with these insecticides and things. When Leigh, then we have to get all those out. But other than that, fine.
I might be famous for my trumps, but it could mean that I'll be the next president of the United
States. Right, carry on then. Right, off you go, Tina. What can we do?
Now, what I would say, it's different kind of opinions about yoga, because some people think that it's very hard, some people think that it's too boring, unless they try. And what I always say, you have to try different classes if you don't like the first one, and different teachers to find whatever you like and suits you, because there's many kinds of yoga. You can do yin yoga, which is very slow, and you don't push yourself into deep positions. You're actually stretching the muscles and the fascia, which are the muscles in between the in the body. It helps to release the energy and the stress as well. And it's very slow. You actually stay in a position for 3 minutes, so it's very relaxing as well, and you can breathe while you're doing that as well. So it depends on the depends what you like and what kind of exercise you like. If you want to do something really tough, you can do either power yoga or hatha yoga. So everyone has to find whatever she likes. But going back to Jenny,
you started with what you were doing when I was at the class was very basic, wasn't it?
Well, it's very basic. I was teaching Eric how to use his abdomen and inner stomach muscles to keep the lower back flat.
Yeah, just to explain that. I think my friend Dave has also got the same problem, where I was he wasn't stupid, I was very stupid, falling off motorbikes and things. So my D4, I think it's called, vertebrae is a bit messed up. So I'm constantly having spasms with it, and sometimes my back's actually frozen. I've had to call paramedics out because I was in agony. But this one treatment, when Tina said it was finished, I didn't want to get up because it was too nice.
I was lying on the ground for a good while, and I was like, I can feel my muscles. I don't want to move. It's so good.
So yoga's good for people with bad backs.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because but not because I used to fall off motorbikes, but because I'm 6'5", so I'm an ectomorph. I've always had problems with my back. So would that do me good?
Yeah, it would. Yeah, if you get a teacher that will show you how to use your stomach muscles right way, then it helps you. It helps you to release the pain in the neck as well, like the back completely. In
fact, I'll tell you and again, it sounds stupid, but this is what I felt. I'm laying on a carpet which is on a concrete floor, and it actually felt as if my back was inside the concrete floor. So it was like almost the concrete was going to the shape of a bed, where my muscles were so relaxed, whereas before my back was kind of arched upwards. But after this exercise, it almost felt like my back was falling through this concrete floor. It was so relaxed, and that was a really weird experience.
I just laid down on the floor, and I could feel tension in the muscles at the bottom of my back.
Yeah.
So what you shall do is you're tucking your stomach.
Tell me what to do. I'm going to do it.
Right, you need to tuck your stomach in, Leigh.
Tuck my stomach in what?
Yeah, like you want to connect your stomach with your lower back from inside.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So you want that muscle to pull in dramatically.
Yeah,
so not the breathing side, just feel the muscle and try to force the muscle back in, which I'm doing now, and I'm still breathing because I couldn't do it before. It was ridiculous. And as you pull the muscle in, it's as if it's pushing towards your back. But what it's actually doing is allowing your back to be normal and go straight out.
Now, then your lower ribs goes out. When you pull your stomach in, your lower ribs stick out. So with the next exhalation...
Actually, I've got it for Leigh. I just realised.
Okay.
Leigh?
Yeah?
You know with your beer belly...
I don't have a beer belly. I do not have a beer belly.
And when that pretty 18-year-old walks past, and it's like you've got suction on your tummy when you go, I'm not going to let her see my beer belly, I'm going to breathe in and suck all my muscles in. And as soon as she goes, you knock the table over because it goes boing out again. It's those muscles that you need to pull in.
I'm not doing it anymore now.
But the really superb point is that in Janet's case, because she's not stable on her legs, you're actually just laying down and doing this. You're not actually having to stand up at all.
It is very, very comfortable.
Yeah. Seriously, Janet, it works. It really does. It does.
We'll find her a nice class. We'll find her a class. We'll find her a good class, and then she could, maybe if she went to a class with other people of her own...
age group, dear.
Well, yeah, I didn't want to
ability
say that.
Group.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, just people with chronic injury or something like that.
Or even if you get her individual, even if you get her individual classes for the first few times, get her 10 classes so she can feel comfy, and she has a teacher for herself.
I don't know if I like her that much.
Janet, you heard that first here.
But no, we'll get her that. For her birthday, we'll get lots and lots and lots of them.
Yeah, that works because I think, like me, I was almost, I hate to say this, but I was almost cynical about the outcome of doing yoga, almost to the point of going, yeah, right. But once you've done it, and again, Dave's got the same problem, I know, with his back, just doing this yoga class where it's as if your tummy muscles are holding your back up, giving you more support on your back. It's weird, isn't it?
Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah.
Right, do you know what? Did I not tell Tina you can't nod on the radio?
Yeah. I just
you just remembered now.
Uncle Eric?
Yeah.
Uncle Eric, do you want to do a class together when I'm there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Okay, cool.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rach.
Yeah.
I'm so blasé about it now. I'll even put the video camera on and we'll stick it on YouTube.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yay!
Eric's fitness video.
We'll fly Leigh over so that they can see some. Brilliant. We can get some jumping on tape.
But I do not wear lycra.
Oh, no, do I.
For that.
It's not dignified.
Tina, I've got a question for you.
Okay, come on.
Dead simple, right? I've made a mess of it. I've made a mess of my question. No, forget it. I can't do it.
Why? Go on.
Because I keep getting it mixed up in my head and it won't come out.
Oh, it's because you're not breathing. You're not getting no oxygen to your brain.
I know, but the moment went because I cocked it. Because I messed it up.
Huh?
The moment went and it was pointless saying it.
Ah, right.
So I might come back with it when you're not expecting.
All right. Okay. Right. Are you ready now then?
All right, Tina, This is a question for you. Do you do yoga in the bear, or would that be a boo-boo?
Okay, Yogi. Hang on. We've got hello to DJ Tim, who's joined us. And Dave just said, it's interesting. I was told to go to Pilates class. It went a couple of times. Oh, never mind. Your writing's as bad as mine, Dave. And it was a bit of an epic fail because he ended up in more pain with the Pilates classes, but that's because it's more jolting to the body, isn't it?
No, it's not really. The thing is that not many yoga teachers these days teach how to use the inner muscles to help your joints, you know.
Yeah, so because you've got to do the muscles first before you do the joints.
Yeah.
But with Pilates, you're doing the joints.
No. You can do this with any exercise. It's just that many teachers don't teach that thing, you know. It's a little thing, but they don't say that. And the other thing could be that when you start to do something and you have more students in the class, you want to be like your neighbor. You push yourself to the points which are not good for your body, not good for your joints if they're stiff. So most of the times what I experience in my classes is that, you know, someone comes for the first time and he pushes himself so hard that, you know, ends up with loads of pain at the end, and some of them never come back. But it's, you know, you have to listen to your body all the time.
So what you would suggest then is that you need to make sure people are coaching you on the breathing, followed by the muscle control before you're exercising.
I would suggest that. That's my experience.
Right. So there's your answer, Dave. Your Pilates thing was rubbish.
Well...
Oh, there you go. You see, look, Dave's just said it. He was pushing too far, and he comments afterwards, guilty as charged. And that was the thing I was doing. I was trying too hard, wasn't I? But luckily with Tina coaching me, she said, no, relax, chill out, calm down. You're not trying to run a marathon today. I'm never going to run a marathon, but that's another story. You need to come into it gently. Yeah. And you're still nodding on the radio. She's sitting here nodding, boys and girls. That's why you can't hear her. Go on.
I just go back to Dave because he said that guilty as charged. Don't be guilty. Just play. You know, we forgot how to play. We can play with the breath. We can play with our body. You know, we don't have to push to anything. We can play with our life. You know, just play
Stop
with
it.
yourself.
No, but wait.
Just a public announcement.
But this is so true.
Don't do your playing in public.
No. But we spoke a few weeks ago to Debbie Flint on the programme about how to lose a bit of weight. And one of the things Debbie said was that when we're children, you know, tiny children, we have no preconceived ideas. We don't eat too much. We stop eating when we're full up. Yeah. We don't overeat. And that's another thing that you've sort of pushed me into as well, which again might help Janet. And I'm very, very, very proud of this because for years I've had a very high cholesterol level, so much so that I've had to take tablets to bring it down, which is a bit stupid really, because it's obviously your diet's wrong, but your doctor's helping you stay alive, so that's cool.
Well, not necessarily. Some people are predisposed to creating a lot of bad cholesterol, regardless. I mean, I'm in deep... What I learnt after this heart attack that Mum had was that I'm in deep trouble. Because she's a cholesterol factory and my dad's a cholesterol factory. So, but this is good because I've gone on...
Hold on. The experts disagreeing here.
You're not a complete copy of your parents, okay?
No, of course. But if you're genetically predisposed to something, then you have to be mindful of the fact that you could head down this path the same way that they have. You have to be mindful and be careful.
Yeah, but that's right.
That's right.
And my cholesterol has... I got tested a couple of years ago and it was skyrocketing high, really terrible.
Right.
And medication was due. And I thought, well, okay, that's fine, you know, whatever. So you take your steps to not do that. But since I've done the clean eating program that I've been on for a while now, my cholesterol's come back to a manageable level, and that's good for me because that means less likely to die. And everybody's going to die, but I'm less likely to die of a cholesterol-related disease like heart disease, because heart disease is genetic. We definitely know that's true. And I have to be more mindful because both my parents have got this affliction. So with the clean eating, though, if you're just sensible about what you eat and don't eat naughty things that raise your cholesterol, then you'll be all right. And I have managed to come off my medication for cholesterol, which is good.
Do you know what's really daft, Rach? And this is an honest comment. I'm being so flipping honest today. That I now eat like a pig. I really do. I eat so much food, and yet my weight's coming down.
It's what you're eating.
Exactly. I mean, Tina nearly fell off the floor, and I said, "Oh, lunch is in the fridge," and we'd got celery with crab, and that was lunch. Yeah. I wouldn't have even dreamed of doing that a month or so ago.
And he enjoys that. No. That's the fun.
and I was like shoveling it in, and the other strange thing is that I think it was 2 days ago. I went, do you know what? I don't want any more meat. I'm having fish because I was fed up with eating meat, which is again not me.
And when he came for the first time, he was like, please, don't give me a diet plan with no meat. I have to have a meat every day. Now he likes the fish.
And it is very weird. It is weird. And
I don't like meat at all. That's why Eric says I'm a vegetarian. And in basic terms, I am a vegetarian, apart from McDonald's and kebabs.
Well, actually, if you eat some of kebab meat, which is more the veal side of it, that's very low in fat, and so that's okay. It's where you get these really fatty kebab things, the ones that you get from supermarkets.
The ones that you eat for breakfast in the morning.
All right. McDonald's is all right, because everybody knows there's no real actual food.
That's a terrible slur.
That is a bit of a slur. No, there's lovely food. It comes in the UK. It's all from Ireland and England, of course. But no, there are, and again, it's another myth where some fast foods actually aren't bad for you, but they're in a minority. Most fast food is really bad for you.
Yeah, that's true.
And in any case, you've got huge carbohydrates in the bread. And white bread is the worst ever.
Yeah.
But there is a ton.
I don't eat it anymore. I don't eat white bread anymore. I don't eat wheat anymore. And I don't eat dairy. And I had some dairy not long ago, and I was sick. Because my body's not used to it. I was so ill. And I used to eat lots of cheese and drink lots of milk and do all that sort of stuff. And now I don't eat any cheese at all. I have almond milk when I have milk.
I can't, Rach, I can't do it. Tina started laughing as soon as she said, because they said almond milk. And I went, okay, and because I'm being good, I'll try it. It was the most disgusting taste on the planet. It nearly ruined me Weetabix.
You've eaten the wrong thing. You've drinking the wrong thing. It doesn't even taste like anything at all. If it's bad, then something's wrong with it. But
it was just a non-taste. It was like
it's non-taste.
You know that terrible ultra low fat milk that tastes like water.
No, that's horrible.
It tastes like water.
Horrible.
There.
It's horrible.
I know.
Almond milk's lovely. I make my morning shake out of it. I have a lovely scoop of protein and some berries and some almond milk and churn it up, and that's breakfast.
Yeah, that's what he
suggested.
suggested.
Here, I have to say.
Go on.
I went to my doctor's about a year ago, and he said, "Do you know how much you weigh?" So I gave him a notional figure of what I thought I weigh, and I was 2 stone heavier than that. Gosh. So he said I had to go on the diet. Now, what I've done, I've lost nearly 2 stone, but I am actually eating things that are bad for me. I'm still drinking alcohol, which is apparently bad for me. I don't exercise immensely.
No, not all alcohol is bad for you.
No, but listen, the reason I've done it, the reason I've lost weight, is because simply I've cut down on the intake of comestibles that are combustibles.
What? Huh? None of us got that.
My comestible intake, which is a combustible in your body, is now lower than it was before, even though I'm eating food. Like every morning I will have cheese on toast for breakfast, but instead of having 2, I'll have 1.
So you're just halving your intake?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no, well, I'm not doing that.
I know you're not.
I'm almost...
It's an alternative.
Well, look, I mean, this is
where...
Go on.
The very worst Sugar, refined sugar is the very, very worst thing.
Yes.
And it is poison. They've proven that it is actually poison.
Yeah.
And it contributes to the visceral fat that you'll get around your tummy, the stuff that you can't move.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to move it. But it's also, it's refined, and it's just so bad for you. It's almost as bad for you as smoking is. Did you know that?
Yeah, absolutely.
She used a big word and you didn't pick on her.
Well, I wouldn't do because she's educated.
She said visceral.
Well,
visceral. That's around your organs inside your stomach, and it's very hard to get rid of.
He just didn't know what the word meant. That's what it was.
Oh, I thought it was. I thought she said risol. I thought you had it with chips.
No, but I mean, it's hard to describe because it is hard to describe. But if you take a typical portion of your favourite breakfast cereal.
Yeah.
I'm now eating twice as much as I used to in the morning, but then I'm not starving hungry before midday. At round about 10 o'clock, and I have to put it in this context, it's the 98% fat-free ham, because I love ham.
Ew.
So, no, but it's really nice. And it just tops me up.
Oh, is it nice like almond milk's nice? Is it that nice? Is it nice like almond milk, Uncle?
It's better than almond milk.
Isn't almond milk poison?
It's
Isn't it almond spread?
Yeah, I know. No, do you know the other one I don't get? I bet you use this, Rach. What's it called? Cottage cheese.
Nothing wrong with cottage cheese.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I'm a boy from the countryside. Do you know what they did with the stuff that they make cottage cheese out 20 years ago?
What?
No.
Pour it down the drain.
Why?
Because it was the leftovers. It was.
I don't eat dairy, Uncle Eric, but I'll tell you what I do like.
What?
Because I am a sweet tooth, but I do like stevia.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
And I have that in my.
What's stevia?
Stevia is
stevia?
a plant, which is very sweet, so you can use that instead of sugar.
A herb.
What's it called?
Stevia. Stevia.
Stevia. Never heard of it.
Yep.
Never heard of it.
Brilliant.
Oh, God, we're learning again.
Yeah, me.
I have a teaspoon of that in my tea or coffee, and the other thing I like, which you like too, is the rice bran syrup.
Oh yeah, I mean I could do that.
Rice bran syrup.
No, bran.
Bran syrup.
Bran syrup. Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Yummy.
It's almost
better than honey. It's gluten-free honey.
Yes, it's gluten. Yeah, but with I mean, honey is not bad because it's a natural product, like maple.
Yeah, that's
is
okay.
natural.
You can't have too much of it.
No. But for a lot of people, you have to be honest, and honey is very expensive if you buy the good stuff.
Yep.
Whereas if you buy one of the other products, we're just saying that it's actually so much cheaper than proper honeycomb honey that it's affordable by just about anybody.
Yeah, it is.
But you know what I do? You know what I love to do? My favourite thing to do with it? I'll tell you. Since
Rachel.
You asked.
Steady, tiger.
If I feel like a sweetie, I chop up an apple and then I drizzle a little bit of the lovely syrup on the top of it.
Yeah, I do avocado with honey.
Oh!
I do.
Try that
whiskey.
tomorrow.
No, that is nice. Avocado with honey is lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Whiskey with honey's gorgeous.
Oh.
Stop it!
What? It's a healthy thing.
Why? How can that be
There's
healthy?
no
You said
sugar in it.
alcohol's not good for you.
Alcohol's brilliant for you. What a load of rubbish.
You get
Best
to like
thing in the world ever
You're going to
invented.
have to suspend. You're going to have to suspend this clean eating for just a moment when I get to the UK and Slovakia, respectively, because I am bringing you the greatest of Australian treats, the Tim Tam. I'm bringing you packets of Tim Tams.
Oh, Rachel.
I'm bringing you Vegemite and Cheesy Mite.
Oh, yeah, the cheesy.
Cheesy, mate.
I've got to try that.
Cheesy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you'll love it, Uncle Leigh. You'll love it under your cheese with your toast in the morning. Ooh.
Is that what you do?
I hope you will share some
You
with me
can,
as
'cause
well,
you love
Rachel.
I think so. Yeah. We got to share with Tina.
What, Tina? What do you want? We'll share.
What do you want? What do you want to try?
You'll love a Tim Tam.
I don't know. I didn't try any food from Australia, so,
Everything's
You can have
new.
my Tim
everything
Tams
is new to me.
anytime.
Right, okay, that's a done deal. So, what I want you to do for me now is pretend, shut up, Leigh. What I want Tina to do is pretend she's talking to Janet.
Yeah.
And in, 2 minutes, just give Janet an overview of what she should do. Breathing and yoga. Just give her the basics, just to say, this will work. We're selling it to her. We've got to persuade her now, right? So, Janet, pin back your luggles, Janet, because we're about to say, you have got to do this, because Tina says, and when Tina says, you have to do it.
Exactly.
Right, off you go.
Okay, so Jenny, every morning before you get out of the bed, lie down on your back.
And before you get out of bed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Before you get out of the bed.
Okay.
Stay on your back and breathe into your stomach. Slowly try to get as much air as you can into your stomach, and it helps you to release all the stress from your stomach muscles, and it releases the pain from the lower back. It helps you to release all the muscles down, from the stomach down. And then take 5 deep breaths into your lungs. Okay, so it releases the stress from your heart. You actually give your lungs an idea how much they can breathe, how much air they can breathe, and they will learn that slowly but surely. They will learn that again, and it releases all the stress from your shoulders
and your neck, doesn't it?
Yeah. You get to your body loads of oxygenation, so it will help for the day. And if you do the same exercise in the evening, you release all the stress you got into your body.
And it only takes a few seconds.
A few seconds only.
Honest, you can do it watching the telly.
Yeah.
It's so easy. Yeah.
It's just that you get more concentrate doing that in the morning, in the evening, before you get out of the bed or before you fall asleep.
Yeah.
And actually, if you do this exercise in the evening,
it makes something else happen.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
Not that, Leigh. Not that.
Sleep.
What? I was being quiet. What happened?
One of my worst syndromes was not being able to go to bed properly. Yeah. And when I got there, I'd sleep for an hour, then I'd wake up, then I'd sleep for an hour, then I'd wake up. So I had broken sleep. But since I've been practicing this, I'm sleeping for 6 hours straight, which I haven't done since I was a baby.
Yeah.
Weird.
Good, hey?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. I have no problem sleeping.
Yeah, well, that's because you need to be plugged in to keep you going.
Well, there's a difference between going to sleep and passing out.
Yeah, comatose state doesn't count.
Not sleeping in a coma's not the
No. Okay, so we're really short on time. So can we go now, when Janet's done the breathing, before you start with the exercising with yoga, it's now the muscles, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
muscles
the muscles
first.
of the lower back, yeah.
Go on, explain again.
So again, you tuck your stomach in, like you want to.
I hope you're doing this, Dave. Come on.
Belly button inside your
under your ribs.
Yeah, you want to hit your lower back with your belly button.
Yep, that's it.
Imagine that. You can do that while you are breathing in. That helps, and that your lower ribs will stick out.
Yeah.
So with the breath out, you just slightly push them in and down. And in that way, you should feel, if you're lying on the ground, you should feel like your lower back comes a little bit closer to the ground.
To the ground, yeah.
It doesn't stick to the ground, it just gets a little bit closer. Then you know that you do the exercise right and you're using your inner muscles.
Yeah.
And if you learn that while you're lying, when you lie down on the ground, it makes it easier, but then you can use it anytime. When you walk, when you sit, when you do
driving.
Gardening, driving, anything.
Yeah.
And basically this way you learn your inner muscles.
And I think really for Janet, that's where you should stop at the moment without a coach. Yeah. You should, when you go on to the more exercise things.
No. I won't go to more. It's like it's for
Start.
Jenny and for everyone else to start and just play with it for a few weeks.
Okay.
And yeah.
Lovely. Listen, we got to go, boys and girls. Believe it or not, that's an hour gone. I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Oh, I did. It's my first time on the radio,
thank
you so much.
Thank you. Rach, what are you doing this weekend apart from practicing breathing?
Having I'm cooking food for my lovely friends who are coming over for dinner tomorrow night, and then Robbie and I are going to go for a very long drive up to the snow regions of Australia.
Wow.
And look for a plot of land to buy where we're going to build a house.
Make sure there's internet there.
Yeah, we've already had that conversation. There will be internet there.
And very quickly, how about you, Leigh?
I'm going digging my garden.
And breathing.
Don't forget to use your inner muscles while digging.
Yeah, get hold of your muscles, boy. With that, boys and girls, we've got to say goodbye. That was a very different postcard from Poprad. Tina, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
It's been great fun. We'll see you all again soon. Steve Bishop is up next here on RTI. But for now, see you later. Ta-da.
From the heart of Europe to the world, this is RTI.
The coolest station online.
Yeah.
Hi there, this is your Royal Ruler on RTI. We're live and in colour.
RTI.
That's us. 'Cause we play
This. RTI.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
You're never more than a minute away from the music on RTI.
That is the station. Hey, KPPY.
RTI.